The question of whether the afterlife is a tangible realm beyond death or merely a construct of the dying brain has haunted human thought for millennia, weaving itself through religion, philosophy, and science with persistent intensity. The moment consciousness flickers at the edge of oblivion is shrouded in mystery, a twilight zone where the boundaries between reality and illusion blur. Here, visions of light, encounters with deceased loved ones, and transcendent experiences unfold with such vividness that they compel serious inquiry into the nature of these phenomena. Are these glimpses into an actual afterlife, a world beyond the physical, or are they neurological fabrications born from the brain's desperate struggle to survive or to make sense of its own shutting down? This dilemma straddles the divide between metaphysics and neuroscience. Inviting a journey into the depths of human consciousness and the very essence of existence, the dying brain, confronted with oxygen deprivation, chemical imbalances, and neural collapse, produces complex and often surreal experiences. Scientists have shown that the temporal lobe, a region associated with memory and perception, becomes highly active in certain conditions such as epilepsy or hypoxia, resulting in hallucinations and spiritual visions. The neurochemical storm unleashed during the final moments, floods of endorphins, ketamine-like substances, and surges of neurotransmitters, can generate sensations of euphoria, detachment, and vivid imagery. These biological processes suggest that the experiences reported during near-death episodes could be explained as brain-generated phenomena. A final cascade of electrical and chemical events that create the illusion of an afterlife, yet the experiences themselves resist reduction to mere neural activity. The common elements reported worldwide, encounters with beings of light, life reviews, journeys through tunnels, and feelings of unconditional love and peace, form a strikingly consistent narrative that transcends cultural and individual differences. Some researchers argue that the intricacy and coherence of these visions, often remembered with clarity and emotional intensity, point to something beyond mere hallucination. The fact that many near-death experiencers recount verifiable details from their surroundings while clinically unconscious challenges the notion that the brain alone fabricates these stories. Philosophical questions arise about the nature of consciousness itself. If the brain is the sole originator of experience, how can we explain phenomena where awareness appears detached from physical sensation, perceiving events outside the body with clarity? Some propose that consciousness may not be confined to the brain but could be a fundamental aspect of reality, independent and non-local. In this view, the afterlife is not a fantasy conjured by a dying brain but a genuine transition to another state of existence, one where the soul or consciousness continues beyond bodily death. In contrast, materialist perspectives maintain that all experiences arise from brain function and that afterlife visions are symbolic mental reconstructions. Memory, expectation, and cultural beliefs can shape the content of dying experiences, creating personal and meaningful narratives that help individuals face death with less fear. The brain's propensity for pattern-making and storytelling might explain why universal motifs appear across disparate cultures, as these symbols serve psychological and evolutionary functions rather than revealing metaphysical truths. Modern technological advances offer new avenues to probe these mysteries. Brain imaging, electrophysiological monitoring, and cardiac arrest studies explore the precise timing and nature of consciousness at the brink of death. The identification of terminal lucidity, where some patients exhibit unexpected clarity before death, complicates simplistic explanations and hints at unknown mechanisms at work. Some experimental protocols attempt to place hidden images or objects in hospital rooms to verify out-of-body perceptions, seeking empirical evidence for consciousness beyond brain activity. Ultimately, the question of whether the afterlife is real or a projection remains open, poised delicately between faith and reason, science and spirituality. It confronts humanity with its deepest fears and hopes, challenging us to reconsider the finality of death and the scope of consciousness itself. Whether the afterlife is a dimension awaiting us beyond the physical or a profound neurological phenomenon, the experiences at death's threshold reveal a dimension of human existence that defies easy categorization. In the end, this mystery calls for humility, curiosity, and a willingness to explore realms beyond conventional understanding. It invites us to listen to the voices of those who have glimpsed beyond the veil, to integrate scientific inquiry with the timeless wisdom of spiritual traditions, and to embrace the paradox that at the boundary between life and death, reality itself may be more fluid, more mysterious, and more expansive than we ever dared imagine.